All right, nation, we're here live with another episode with my dog, Jeff Cavanaugh, and Big Gabe James.
What up, man? How you doing? It's the late night hype. Sorry, Skill couldn't be here, but he's a little bit under weather. We love you, dog. Get well soon, and we'll be talking to you soon. But we got Heffrey. What's up, Mike?
Yeah. Hello, Studio Day Heffrey's here. Hello.
How you doing, big dog? How's everything going?
I'm good. I got the oven set at 450. I got the Cajun seasoning on the chicken breast. So handle this, and then we'll go green beans and chicken breast, and we'll watch some NBA finals.
Oh, I like that. See, my boo thing got some. She got some. What you got? Pork chops, bang in. I know we got some mashed potatoes in there. We always got some kind of other vegetable. I don't know what that is, but I got a nice little steak sub that I'm going to eat with that too. So I'm going to do some devouring. Appreciate you, boo thing, for always hooking me up. You seem to cook good when Jeff's on, so thank you.
Oh my goodness, man! I'm gonna got some top Roman noodles over here tonight, man. Top Roman, yeah. Oh my goodness, man! Oh my goodness,
hey,
y'all eat good.
Hey, let's jump right into this because we got only a certain amount of time. So, let's get right into this because this Cowboys news is kind of crazy. Let's talk with some quick news. Both of you guys, we seen the release of Brandon Carr. We seen Anthony Brown's going to be coming back off of IR, so they released Brandon Carr. My quick question to you, Jeff, is this. We've been hearing a quick rumor about Brandon Carr saying something about the system. It's not a good system. Is this a rumor or true? What's going on with that led to his release, or is it just an Anthony Brown thing?
Well, if you're just going off of what I actually know, it would be, hey, we can make room, and Carr's a vested veteran. If we wanted to, we could pop him right back on the practice squad, pop him right back up if we want him. Like, you could always bring him back. But based on what my guy Fish was saying, it sounds like he may have, I don't know, I'm speculating, but it sounds like he might have talked to Carr or something, and it didn't seem like that coaching staff and him were getting along real well. So I don't know that, but I saw it from Fish, and 78.3% of the time, I believe Fish.
78.3. That's like a good high C+. So that's a pretty good rating. So it could happen. It could happen.
That's the grade I give Fish in general, is right around a C+.
Well, that's a decent grade. Well, we'll kind of see what happens. But man, let's jump into this. We already seen about the Cleveland game. You got your own show. You've been talking about a lot of things. Let's talk about I guess we can say the elephant in the room. Let's talk about this Mike Nolan thing, because we see that the Cowboys gave up 49 to Cleveland, 39 to Atlanta, 38 to Seattle. Who knows what it could have been if the Rams made it capitalize on a few other opportunities. But, now 4 games in the season, people are calling for Nolan's head. The players, the scheme is too much. It's outdated. What's really going on, and what's your thoughts on Mike Nolan? Is this the situation where he should be out this year, or is this a situation we can get this together and get it rectified? Or is this like a complicated scheme? What's going on? Because it seems like it's two things to me, players and scheme.
Well, I think everything is going on. And I actually want to start with the fact that, you can blame the defense and you can blame Mike Nolan, but ultimately those point totals people are putting up is because you're -7 in the turnovers. So, your offense is letting you down too. Your coaching staff not scheming up to protect your quarterback is letting you down. Your running back putting the ball on the ground is letting you down. Your quarterback putting the ball on the ground is letting you down. And that's part of the reason you're letting up a ton of points. But if you're just talking about trying to fix the defense, I think they got multiple problems. And I think the biggest one is they don't have good players. I was kicking around the idea that I can draw some optimism on how you can fix every part of this defense but one. I don't know how you fix D-tackle. Dontari Poe's not good. Antoine Woods is not good. Tristan Hill is not good. Tyrone Crawford is not good. I don't know how you fix that. To Tristan's credit, he's young, and at least he'll occasionally flash as a guy that can shoot a gap or can do something with quickness. But that group's just bad. But anytime you hear the guy calling the defense and Jalen Smith talking about how you could benefit from simplifying it, I think that's damning in 2 different ways. One, when your other linebacker was calling the defense, I didn't hear that. So I'm sorry you can't handle it. Right. And 2, maybe there is something to it and that they're trying to do too much in COVID year and, we didn't have preseason, all these different things. But I think their biggest problem on defense is just a talent problem. No other team in the league would ever want to hear this, You desperately need Cheeto and Anthony Brown back.
Right.
Right.
I mean, and I made a video today, just kind of maybe, I don't know if I was bouncing off you guys because it was just in my own head when I woke up this morning, Jeff. I was just thinking about, when we were just thinking about the defense, and I went through and I said, you know what, let me just open up the draft and let me just go back and see how they drafted. Just let me start from like a 2014, because to me, that's when they started putting the onus on. We really need to build up the defense because the offensive line seemed to be coming along. But when you go through their draft from 2014 all the way up into now, who do they really have? When we keep on hyping, and I've been guilty. I hyped the D. I'm damn sure guilty of it. But when I go back and look at the players, where do we really have difference makers? Like all from 2014 all the way up to 9, there's no difference makers on the team. If you have one person where LVE, he's a nice guy. I mean, he had a great rookie year, but he's proved to be injury prone. Some other people brought up Randy Gregory. I know Randy Gregory's talent, but he hasn't been on the field, so I can't count him. You get what I'm saying? And then when we talk about D-Law, I know D-Law saying F everybody, but at the end of the day, I'm going to say two things about this, and I'm going to let you go ahead, Jeff, or Law. Two things about this thing with D-Law. Every year you've been hurt, and I said this. Every year he's been hurt, and his only two double-digit sack seasons was when you were in contract years. You have averaging about 5 sacks a season in 7 years, and he's constantly saying, I'm the guy, I'm the man, I'm a 10-sack guy, but you're always hurt. Now you have a knee injury. My thing is you can't talk that and then not expect criticism from everybody else. And yes, you a damn good run defender, but are they paying you $21 million to be a damn good run defender?
No. I mean, that's the easy answer. And you're right. I mean, go through the starting 11 or go through the 2 deep if you want to on defense. And part of it is that's not where their resources are, but just as big a part is that they haven't nailed it. Mm-hmm. Tristan Hill was a 2nd-round pick. So far, bad return. Leighton Vander Esch was a 1st-round pick. So far, not a good return. If he's healthy, maybe it could be. Jalen Smith, 2nd-round pick, and then a $12 million a year contract. Bad return. Tyrone Crawford, $9 million a year. Bad return. Everson Griffin, what is he, 6 or 7 this year? Bad return. Dontari Poe, $4.5 million. Bad return. So for the first time in a long time for me, I almost never blame Will McClay for anything because I think he's really good at what he does. Mm-hmm. But this year he blew free agency. Mm-hmm. You spent a decent amount of money to bring in guys like McCoy, bad luck, got hurt. But Griffin, Poe, Worley, everybody that you brought in, and this is partially my fault. I watched Griffin's tape last year. I told people he was going to be really good.
It's all our fault. We all our fault. All of us. We were all begging for him to come, Jeff.
Tape was good. Right. Not anymore. Dontari Poe, tape was okay. Not anymore. But, we thought that they had managed to put together a defense that would be up to the challenge, and we were wrong. We over-evaluated the guys that they brought in, which with Griffin, there was no way not to, because all you can go off of is his tape the last time he played, and the last time he played, the dude was a force, and now he can't do anything. So, yeah, I mean, they've tried. Cheetah's a 2nd-round pick. Jordan's a 3rd-round pick. They've spent the picks. They've been missing. And, some of them, it's okay. It's okay to get a guy that starts for you for 3 or 4 years and then walks. It's okay. But somewhere's got to be the stars. Somewhere. And it doesn't have to be a 1. You can find them in the 4th, the 5th, the 6th. I don't care where you find them. But on defense, they come up bust the last half decade.
Right.
So Jeff, how do we get better in that particular category? Or we just set up this thing to be a trade situation? Because when we look at this thing, it is what it is. Not everybody is lying on D-Law. At this point, it is what it is. He is what he is right now. A run stopper, not a sack generator. So how do we fix this?
For me, you have to adjust the goal. To me, the goal for the Cowboys defense is to get to as close to average as you can. Yeah, they're not going to be good. They're not. They can't. The players aren't good enough. So really what you got to bank on, because Jerry keeps telling us he's got to hold all this money in reserve for his quarterback, that you're not getting much from the outside. What you're going to bank on is Randy Gregory to help the pass rush, Cheeto and Anthony Brown coming back to help the secondary, Leighton Vander Esch coming back to help the linebackers, and the defensive tackles to magically play better. So you're banking on your guys that are hurt coming back and playing. But I think the biggest thing that can help your defense is, again, it's going back to the offense. Don't turn the ball over. And the defense, 2 turnovers through 4 games, that's not good enough. You can go ahead and not be great, but damn, give me 1 a week. Give me 1 sack fumble, 1 interception. Give me a little wiggle room on offense, but that's what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to be overpowering on offense and not turn the ball over. So, Dak, you got a lot on your plate. Be a monster, score well over 30 a week, and don't turn the ball over. That's how you fix the defense.
Well, let's ask the hard question here. Was it worth paying $90 million to the running back, Dan? Is he the issue? Or is he the problem? Or is it the front 5? Or is it Dak Prescott? Because I'm hearing so many people that say, well, it's the quarterback fault. Although he put up north of 450 yards, they still say it's the quarterback fault. And Ezekiel Elliott gets none of it? Talk to me.
You got the wrong guy to ask questions about any running back.
Yeah, because he's going to kill the running back.
I ain't trying to bait you into this now.
It was a mistake the moment they picked him, and it was a mistake the moment they paid him. And, man, they made it even worse because when he was holding out, Jerry's sitting there, he said, guys, what we're going to do is we're going to invite Jalen in because he sells jerseys and sunglasses. And what we're going to do is we're going to pay him. And Zeke's going to get so mad. He's going to come on in. So now you got 2 bad contracts. And, I don't hate running backs. I just hate that they can't affect the game on their own very often. I think Zeke's running it pretty well. The fumbles are bad. But I think he's running it pretty well. They're not run blocking well, so his numbers aren't good. That's what running back is. So why would I ever pay 15 times more than I could pay a mid-round pick in a salary cap league to a running back? You can't be 15 times better than the guy that I could replace you with. So I'm always anti-running back contract. I'm anti what having Zeke on the team did to Garrett, because that was one of his worst things. Is Garrett would be in their weekly meetings, and he said, don't forget now, we got 82, we got 21 now. We got, and Kellen Moore sitting there like, right, but I was going to go ahead and score 40. Is that cool? As long as you remember, we got 21 back there now. Get it to 21. I'd rather have a no-name running back so that you're not worried about how often he touches the ball. If the game situation calls for it, if the down and distance, if the box count calls for it, hand the ball off. But it's a passing league, and I don't need to pay $15 million to the dude getting the ball.
Yeah, and that's frustrating, man, because the thing is, it's like Zeke feels like he's bulletproof. I mean, you have 3 drop passes already in 4 games. You lost 3 fumbles. You had 3 fumbles, lost 2, 3.9 yards carried. We understand that the line is in flux. But at the end of the day, like you said, you're getting paid that money. You should be held to a higher standard. These guys that always be chirping in the media and on social media, y'all be chirping, but y'all aren't handling the business. And then as soon as people say something about y'all want to whine and cry to the world and say, oh, man, shut up. Well, I mean, y'all crying for the contracts, though. Y'all saying we the best in the league, but you're not showing it week in and week out, and it's frustrating. But I want to ask you a quick question about Everson Griffin specifically. When you had the back and forth with him and he was like, you know what, give us some time. You know, I stand up, and then he went to the ground. Well, you went to the ground and you didn't look any better. So I'm thinking, did you decline that bad because is it COVID that you declined that bad? Or is it the system? Or what's going on? Because you look good last year. And why do players with Dallas on defense look a certain way and then they leave? You look good. What's up with this?
Well, with Griffin, it's not the system because he's tried 2-point, he's tried 3-point, and he's getting pushed around, and he's not able to win as a pass rusher. 0% pass rush win rate. 0. Only guy in the league. I think with Griffin, what happened was you did have COVID. You had uncertainty. And by the way, I think this happened to Lyle Collins too. So you're skeptical about when the season's going to start. You don't know what's actually going to happen. And so you don't necessarily prepare in the best way you can for a season. You're a late signing. And so now it's like, okay, time to get in shape. And for Everson Griffin, you're now an old defensive end in the NFL. You're an old defensive end. I know. I'm an old man now. Trying to get my body right. It takes 3 weeks to get out of shape and a year and a half to get in shape. It's not fair and it's not right. But I think that's what happened to Griffin is just you got older and you weren't prepared and you got signed by a team, and it's like, all right, time to go. No preseason, let's go. And he just doesn't have it. So can he play his way into it? I don't know. But right now, he's bringing nothing to the team, and I think the team's got to be tempted to look at the salary cap and go, hey, guys, we could save $3 million if we just send him home. Just give us Dorrance and Bradley and I, and does that hurt us? Right now, it doesn't. Not the way he's playing.
Right. And Randy Gregory's right on the heels in a few weeks, so he's going to be right back too. But just by you saying that, Tyrone Crawford, why did they keep him? Why did they keep this dude for?
What is going on with him?
I mean, why did they? Who in there? Right? I mean, who in that organization said, what did Tyrone Crawford do to let him stay?
I think Jalen and Tyrone have one thing going for them, which is that, no, they have different things going for them. For Tyrone, the people in that locker room love him. Leader, all the intangible stuff that you hear about different players. Tyrone Crawford has that. But that dude hadn't stayed healthy. He hadn't been able to remember. He was on PUP.
Yes.
To start camp. Yeah.
Right.
He wasn't ready to play to start camp.
Last couple years.
If you could find anybody to take his snaps, again, why wouldn't you save $9 million?
Right.
Why don't you just be done with it?
You didn't pay Byron Jones that money. That was like a $7 million difference, but you kept a Tyrone. I know. I did that on purpose.
Don't hurt my heart.
I did that on
you
purpose.
Threw it out there.
He was top 10 corner in the league.
It's the point, though.
Entering his prime, walk, but you gave money to a running back and a linebacker who's not good.
Okay. So isn't that fundamentally from the top, though, Jeff?
Yep. And I think with Jalen especially, I'm going to preface this with the people who really hate Jerry. They're like, oh, Jerry doesn't care about winning. I think they're dead balls wrong. Jerry wants to win, and he wants to win bad. But Jerry does care about the marketing at the same time. So with Jalen,
I don't think you can have two, though, Jeff. I don't think you can have two, the marketing and winning, though. But go with it.
He wants to win really badly, but not quite as much as the people who are willing to do anything. Because Jerry, I think 100% the Jalen extension and the pick were, holy crap, look at this story. It's a great story. He's a great guy. People are going to love him. They'll buy the jerseys. And then with the contract extension, you can't, I'm not mad at Jalen. I don't get mad at the players. It's the organization's fault.
Right.
You offer me a contract, Cowboys, I'm going to sign it. It's going to be stupid on your part. I'll sign it. And I think all Jalen has done is embrace everything Jerry sells the team as.
Right.
To his players, he's like, well, you should take less because marketing and damn, I'll set you up a sunglass hut. I mean, boy, we'll be in business. We'll make all the money. And so Jalen said, okay, all he's doing is embracing exactly what Jerry sells to people. So it's not his fault. But, yeah, that's part of the thing that's wrong with the organization. Zeke sells. Jalen sells. Byron didn't sell. So who am I keeping? The guys who sell.
Man, you're right on it.
That almost makes you just be silent on that one. You just sit there and think, we all know it. But when you just continually hear it, it's just a frustrating thing because deep down inside, you know these things that are going on in your heart, and you don't want to believe them. You don't want to believe it, Jeff, but it's the same thing year in, year out, and I feel like it's fundamentally broken from the top. And I've been said it about Jerry. I said we weren't going to win another Super Bowl with them, but then I'll try to back off of it because we got McCarthy. But I tried to back off. I said, but, dog, it's the same thing. And my guy Law said it, and I believe him. I don't feel like Jerry and Steven are football guys. You get what I'm saying? They're not. Because if y'all are, y'all continually missing. Now, I know they got Will McClay in there, but who's the general manager? So he got his hands in there. They are meddling. And anytime they're trying to get some guy that costs a little bit of money, Stephen Jones, Nope. Salary cap. Nope. We ain't doing that. He won $6 million. I'll give him $4 million. No more. We'll go with Darian Thompson and we'll win. No.
And you heard the statement that they made when they picked up Brandon Carr. And now you see the statement now that they're saying when he's gone. So I believe they circumvented everything. And then when they picked up Brandon Carr, it was used to shove the Earl Thomas conversation out the window. Let me know if I'm right.
Yeah, I can see that. where it's like if we bring in a guy that plays in the secondary that could maybe play safety, people will stop asking about the safety. The Earl thing is real weird, though. I can't say out loud why I think teams aren't signing him, but I have a very good idea. But without proof, it's just reckless to put out on the air. So I don't think Earl's going to be here, and I don't know if he's going to be anywhere unless he takes certain steps to fix things. But yeah, I can see that because Jerry, he loves manipulating the media. For weeks, he intentionally kind of encouraged the Earl thing where he wouldn't say no and he wouldn't say yes, but we're paying attention now. We know who's out there. He knows what he's doing. Your company doesn't get to be worth $5 billion or $6 billion or $2 trillion or whatever the Cowboys are worth. They're not, compared to the great NFL franchises, they're a bad franchise, but they're worth the most because Jerry knows what he's doing. He knows how to manipulate all of us. And in football, they haven't done a bad job building a team. Now, this year, they screwed up with all their free agent. They missed on every free agent edition, but they've been competitive. They stay relevant. But, yeah, it's frustrating to never – every team gets to play in an NFC title game at some point in a decade except the Cowboys. It's just frustrating.
What's the real story on Ron Leary? Why is he not on this team? And what's the real story as well with Snack Harris? What's the real story? Why do you not on this team?
My understanding of the Leary story, based on talking to a couple of people, is that he was surprised by their offer. It's the Stephen Jones thing again, where it's like, well, I mean, you're not playing now, so if you want to play, like, here's $4. Do you want to play? And that's just my understanding based on talking to people. Could be wrong. But my understanding is that there was a level of interest, and then it was like, wait, you're offering me what? I thought, do you want me to help your team, but I'm worth like the league minimum? What are we doing here? So that's my understanding on Leary. Snacks, I don't know, because he desperately wants to play for you. Like, he's actively out there looking for a job and visiting other teams and still saying, I want to be a Cowboy. Right. And your defensive tackles are awful.
Trash.
Right.
You need, I don't know if he can play. No idea what shape he's in. Nothing. And I don't care because I know what you have doesn't work. What do you have to lose? Throw him $2 million, not guaranteed. Show up, play a week. And if you're not good, go home. I don't know. I don't know with Snacks. I don't know why they wouldn't be interested. Your nose tackles, Antoine Woods and Don Terry Poe, are not good enough. Neither one of them is an NFL-level player right now. And there's a dude on the market that in his career has been very good. I don't know how good he'd be today, but damn it, how are you not curious?
Right. And
because the thing is, go ahead, Big Game James. Go ahead.
I'm just saying, just with the tape of what he used to do to the Cowboys should already make you sign him up. That should make you right there. What he used to do to Dallas should make you sign up. Don't you remember how he used to wreck our offensive lines, even with Travis Frederick and them guys in the middle? He was still bullying them boys. You feel me? So that just doesn't make sense to me, like you said, Jeff. And you get a Poe, and that was the thing for the Cowboys fans to shut the hell up. Because since they didn't go after Harrison, that's all that was, to shut us up. Oh, we got Don Terry Poe, but you know what? I tried to act like I didn't want to look at it, but him and Gerald McCoy, they were ranked 27th in the run last year. Their defense averaged let up 142 yards a game, 5.2 yards a carry. You get what I'm saying? And we brought them over here, and we already had regular talent. So you're just bringing average over. So how is it getting better? At the end of the day, our whole defense is just a bunch of average players who are overhyped. And when we play a really talented team that has really good talent, we're going to get our ass kicked.
Yeah. Flat out true. Hey, Jeff, and here's the reality of it, too. I'm not calling Antoine Woods 1,000% trash. I'm not calling him that. But I would love to see him at 15 snaps. I would love to see him at 10 snaps, right? Yeah, I would love to see Poe come in and just roly-poly coming in at 10 snaps probably a game. But you bring somebody else in because they getting thrown out of the club. Every time I look on the film, I see bodies on the ground. I said, what is this, a game of roly-poly on the ground? You know?
I think that is the frustrating part is I don't want to belittle any NFL player in their position, right? True, but it's easier to find some positions than others. And one of the easiest things to find is a giant dude who doesn't get moved. Like rushing the passer is a rare trait, so you have to pay a ton for it. Mm-hmm. I can find you a run-stopping defensive tackle in any draft in the 4th or 5th round, any one of them. Mm-hmm. I could pull up the boards from the last 5 years, and every one of them that's ranked in the 4th round that you acknowledge, hey, he's a run stopper, he's just going to be a nose, he's going to be a big boy, they're there. It doesn't take much. You can invest in that, and you can hit on that at a high rate. To be bad at that spot, to me, that's embarrassing because it's not a hard job to fill, and they can't do it.
Man. Well, let me ask you this, because we ain't got that much time with you. Is there any light in the road? Now, let me just say this because we talked about it off air. You sent a tweet out, and I'm going to talk about it. You said, "Hey, how you doing, Wade Phillips? Hey, how you doing, Coach?" He said, "I'm just chilling, watching and waiting. I'm just chilling." Okay, so you chilling, watching and waiting. Everybody in Cowboys land say, "Fire Mike Nolan." Would that really be a possibility that would really happen this year in a Wade Phillips coming? Because isn't that admitting that, oh, man, this season might – I mean, what is that admitting if you fire your coach? Usually, like, when you fire coaches mid-season, that's not good.
No, and I don't know if it would actually be realistic. Excuse me. But I'd do it. I mean, I look at –
But you don't like Mike Nolan?
I think I'm like a lot of sports – fans or observers in that when you bring in something new, it'll intrigue me. And a lot of times I'll end up finding a way to be kind of optimistic about it. But Mike Nolan's track record his last 3 years as a D coordinator was Atlanta ranking like 27th, 29th, and dead last in the league. This last year as a D coordinator, his team was dead last in the league in defense. So he didn't have talent on that, and I think talent is important, and I don't think they have a lot of talent on defense here either. But there's just not a lot of good happening. And Wade Phillips is sitting on a couch somewhere, and I know for a fact that Wade Phillips is one of the better D coordinators in football. I don't know if you could pop a guy in week 5 and be like, hey, install it, go, and make it work. But, yeah, I mostly tweeted him for fun, but when he responded, it cracked me up, and I was like, I'll do it. I'll do it.
And what he responded back, like, I'm just watching and chilling. I'm just watching and waiting.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got a vested interest in a certain team, buddy.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, can you give us some Jerry Wayne Jones dialogue to Wade Phillips? Because I know you got the Wade Phillips voice down.
I think I can do both. Hold on, let me see here. Wade, I know last time that we met and talked, and we did and didn't, but we talked, and it was you and it was me, and that was a time, wasn't it, Wade? You were a head coach, and I'd hired that redheaded idiot, and I gave him the job, and he stabbed you in the back, and that was tough, and it was tough, and I'm sorry, but I thought he was good. I was wrong. He got rid of him, killed him. Tried to kill him. Turned out he turned up in New York after some witness protection, but I catch him this Sunday. We get him. We won't miss this time. And I was just wondering if you wanted to come run this defense. Mike Nolan sucks. Gee, Jerry. Gotta get the Wade right. Hold on. Jerry, I think whatever you want to do sound good to me, I thought I had a Wade, and now I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, Jerry, it's all good with me. Whatever you want to do sounds good. He's just got this real, sweet.
You got that little big guy with the, hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Jerry.
Hey, Jerry, I'm running defense. If you think it's a good idea, run the defense. I'll run that defense for you. Get some hot dogs and some snacks for us. It'll be good. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Man.
Hold on, I see a comment on the bottom. If we don't have the personnel for a 3-4, how would a 3-4 coach fix this? Great question. Wade Phillips, when he went to the Rams, kind of ran a 3-4, but he adjusted it because he had Aaron Donald, and they ran a one-gap scheme. So in theory, a 3-4 is your 3 defensive linemen have to play this wrestling game and play 2 gaps. But Wade adjusted it on the fly because he had Aaron Donald. And he made it a one-gap scheme. So you can call it 3-4-4-3, but the principles he was using were 4-3, and he can do it. That's what I say to that.
He's a whiz, man. He's been around football for a long time,
He's a beast.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, we got the Giants getting ready to come up. Got a couple last questions for you, Jeff. We got the Giants coming up. It's very interesting. Jason Garrett, all the little storylines. I don't care about them stupid storylines. I just want to win. But I'm not even going to be excited. I'm gonna just keep it real. I ain't gonna be excited because it ain't like a real victory. You get what I'm saying? It's a victory because you got in the column, but it ain't real in my heart. Like I ain't like, ooh, we beat the Giants. Let's go. We back. No,
Right.
Nobody's feeling that. But what's your kind of thoughts on the Cowboys? What kind of team do you think they show up? Do you think they're going to show up a desperate team, or do you think what do you think the pulse of the team and how they're going to act with this Giants game?
I think because the Cowboys, what are the Cowboys allowing on average? Like 38 points a game?
36.5.
And the Giants average like 9 points a game. So you split
this is a game they'll score 28 though.
Right. So you split the difference from 38 to 9. They'll score 20-something. I'm kind of with you in that this is a no-win game for the Cowboys because if they win and they beat the Giants, nobody's going to care.
Nobody cares.
But I want people to realize they could lose.
Yes.
This team can lose to anybody.
Yes.
If right now they turn the ball over like 3 times per game. Do that against the Giants and don't get a takeaway. I bet you lose. So, you get to play a bad team, but this has to be an opportunity to clean it up and get things going the way they're supposed to go, which is no Giants. You don't get 2 free possessions starting at my 40-yard line. And my offense is not going to average but Cowboys average starting at their own 23, worst in the league.
Right.
My offense is not going to come running out of the end zone and fall down on the ball in the 1 or get out to the 12. Play a clean game of football. Don't turn the ball over. Help your right tackle when you feel like you need to. Hang something in the 30s on them and play okay defense. And then I'll feel like, you know what? They're building towards what they can be. And that's what they got to do.
A lot.
They need a convincing win that shows that you're building toward what they can be, or they need to lose so that I'll know it's tank time. I got no problem tanking. I love tanking. Show me it's hopeless. I'm ready.
Yeah, you already got that draft. You already got them draft papers up. Like, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Micah Parsons, linebacker, Penn State. Let's go.
What's Mike Fisher word? Organically tanking?
Organic tanking.
Organic tanking. Yeah.
Man, let me tell you, I broke this story 12 weeks ago.
Exclusive.
Wait, but Mike, they just lost to the Giants. Yes, but 12 weeks ago, here on the G-Bag Nation, I told you that if the Cowboys didn't build a good team, they wouldn't win games, which is the same thing as saying they'd lose to the Giants. I told you 12 weeks ago. Exclusive.
Bruh, you need to do some comedy on the side, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I got one last question. And then Law, you can get your question out. I got one last question for you before you head out, Jeff. Do you think this team makes the playoffs?
Yes. I think 6 games wins this division.
I was gonna say 7-9 like them Saints, or was it Saints or Seahawks? Was it the Saints?
It was the Seahawks.
7-9.
And then they won a playoff game. I think the real question is, do you want this team to make the playoffs?
I don't want to see the annihilation if we get there.
Would you rather go 6-10 and win the division to go to the playoffs, or would you rather your 6-10 get you the number 7 pick? Because you go to the playoffs, now you're picking like 26th.
Right.
It's crazy. And if you tank all the way, do you go get a quarterback or do you go get a defensive player? That's the other part of the problem, right? The puzzle.
It depends how good the tank job is. Because I will fight to the death for Dak. Dak is a baller. Right. He's a very good quarterback. He deserves whatever market value is for quarterbacks. The fact you didn't do it 2 years ago makes you an idiot, Jerry. But
I knew the butt was coming. I already know what you're about to say, too.
If you're talking about number 1 overall pick talent on a rookie deal for 5 years, I'm picking Trevor Lawrence, and I am tagging and trading Dak in a heartbeat because
you tag and trade. Okay.
Yes, if you can get elite quarterback talent on the cheap for 5 years, the only reason that I wouldn't ever want to move away from Dak is because I don't think you're ever going to have the number 1 pick or the number 2 or number 3. And I don't want to be the guy who's like, all right, it's 19th pick in the first. We're going to take the 4th quarterback in the draft, and maybe he'll be good one day. But if you give me elite talent on the cheap, woohoo, that's my game.
And Atlanta Falcons already looking at it like, nah, we ahead of you guys right now, right?
Dude, you need to watch out for the New York Jets. Sam Darnold's going to be stunned when they're like, "Hey, we're going to trade you for a 2." Trevor Lawrence is our guy.
Trevor Lawrence is the man. They already see him in Gang Green.
So, Cowboy Nation, do not send no hate mail towards Jeff Cavanaugh. He was just speaking, and
he's just speaking what our hearts are saying.
I can take it. You can see Everson found me. Got a hole in there. Let me not spread that. I'm kidding. In a flag football game.
I also seen that hater over there sending that one tweet to another player, and you're like, really? We're telling on people now? We're being a tattletale? You're being a tattletale now? Get out of here. And then you know what he tweets? Well, I say stuff on his timeline too. Man, shut the hell up, dude. Ain't nobody listening to you. You got 8 followers.
Yeah, I don't know what his second tweet said because that's auto block. We don't do Twitter snitching. I'm not here to try to start fights with players. I'm just talking about how they play.
Mm-hmm. Hey, well, don't let Antoine find you because we really been killing. We really been killing him now. He really ain't gonna like what people saying about him now. Just saying.
Antoine said, "Hey, we'll see about that." I just made a video saying that he'll be good. I even gave him 20 to 22 snaps. I said that would be his alleyway. Hell no,
he from the jungle. Ain't nobody telling him to pull up. He from California jungle, dog. He ain't pulling up.
Now, if he do pull up, I ain't gonna fold. But I'm gonna say, hey, I got the first few licks, man. I'm gonna win the fight, Jeff. I'm gonna win the fight until you hear this. That means he grabbed me. I'm gonna give it. Oh man, y'all see Long Guy's body slam dog at the start.
You guys, if it was me, the story would be: did you guys hear the Cowboy player pulled up at Jeff's house and he called the law?
It was peeking out the window like, there he is. He's right there, officer. There you go. He's number 99. He plays for the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm. I've been verbally assaulted and I'd like to press charges.
Yeah.
Hey man, we appreciate you, big dog. We know you got to get out and do your thing, but man, we appreciate you stopping by right quick, kicking us some good knowledge. Hopefully, man, things get better. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing I can pray that these guys. But I feel like more than anything, Jeff, it's just got to be heart, man. It's got to be heart. I know they don't have that talent on defense, minimal mistakes. But this is not a hard thing when I see teams like Cleveland, these other teams that have new coaches and upstart things. They put these things together, and then it's run so smoothly. And it's always so fundamentally weird in Dallas. But once again, that starts from the top, dog. And until that changes, which I don't think it ever will, I feel like we still just going to be going in circles, man. No matter what talent, we just going to go in circles until that fundamental change up top stops. And that's just why I feel.
Well, the good news is if they suck, we'll be talking draft in week 7.
And we'll have you on again like, hey, what about that first round linebacker you was talking about again?
What about these D tackles? All right.
Let's look at them. Let's look at these fat boys that we ain't going to get.
And break down Patrick Surtain. I heard he got a son out there.
Let's go. Well, you guys, I think you know this, but I appreciate it. I love being on with you guys. I love hanging out with you guys, chatting with you guys online. All that stuff. We got to have a beer sometime, but I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Hey, tell people where to find and follow you at before we let you go.
At JC1053 on Twitter. YouTube.com/Jeff Cavanaugh is where I'm trying to build the following for when I get fired from radio. So YouTube. Twitch, where I play Call of Duty. Twitch.tv/Time for Jeffrey. Instagram, where I post pictures of my meals. Time for Jeffrey. What else is there? YouTube and Twitter. I don't know. I think that's it. I love you guys.
Hey, we love you too, big dog, man. And we love everything you do. Like I said, one last thing. I got a few members really appreciate, when you talk about mental health awareness. I really appreciate that because, I've gone through my own things with that. So, one thing that I really like how you just open with it. And I think it breaks down a lot of things with a lot of people because it's a bad interpretation or a bad look. Like if you have a mental health issue, if you're a man, people just kind of look at you weird, like something's wrong with you. And I like how you've opened the doors for more people. We see Dak and we see those guys, but we're the average guys. We're not getting paid that money. But to see you really talk about that has really helped me. It's helped some of my people that I've known. And I just really appreciate you going hard in that aspect and showing that side of you that a lot of people and media don't do. So shout out to you,
I think it's more important than the other work that I do, and I think for anybody else to be able, like for Dak to do it is massive. For you to do it is massive. I think to underestimate your reach would be a mistake because you never know on any given day. I've told people this before, try not to get emotional with it, but I've told people this before. I've talked about mental health on the radio quite a few times. I deal with depression. I deal with anxiety. And talking about it on air, I have had, I'm comfortable saying more than 5 people who have DM'd me because my Twitter DMs are open. If anybody needs somebody to just vent to, talk to, whatever, I'm there. But I've had no less than 5 people say, hey, if you didn't say something today, I was doing something bad tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. So like people need to not feel alone. And from Dak and Big Game James, it's important for everybody. Men are less likely to admit it and get help than women, but black men are less likely to acknowledge it and be open about it and get help than white men are. So like, I think it's really important for everybody who has any sort of struggle to be totally open about it, because on top of that, it's empowering. It's so empowering. It's brave. It's empowering. There's a level of freedom that comes with it where I'm not hiding anything. This is me. This is me. This is what I got. And if you're comfortable with it and if you're vulnerable with it, it's powerful.
Yeah, it is. Hey, man, we love you, dog. Like, we love you from the bottom of our hearts, man. So you just keep on doing your damn thing. Keep on being the man you are. And, be safe out there every single day out there, bro. We love you.
All right. Love you guys. I'll catch you later.
All right. Take it easy.
Take it easy. That was Jeff, man. Man, that was good episode,
that's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
That's a good dude, man.
Yeah.
You feel me, Law? Like, that man, that's a real guy. And you know what I love about him is, like I said, some people in media, they have their heads in the cloud. You can't talk to them. Let's they just got their heads in the cloud. And when I first talked to Jeff, he was never like that. I think that's what the respect came from the very beginning when I first talked to him and got in his DM, because it is open, like you said.
Right. It's wide open.
It's wide open. And, a lot of the media people that are up in that upper echelon, I guess, what you can call it, don't do that. They don't want to talk to you. They don't want to be bothered. They don't want to be bothered with you. They don't want to be
high and mighty type of
group. They don't want to deal with you. And so I seen that gave me more respect. And then just what we've been doing, the shows we've been doing, talking back and forth, all that good stuff. Dude's a good man, and he has hella knowledge. You know what I'm saying? So it's a beautiful thing, what he does.
Yeah. Hey, this show, man, fantastic, man. And what we are doing for the community, man, is fantastic as well. I get messages like that all the time. People said, man, Law, when you told your story that you was living out of your car, you see what I'm saying? And you didn't let that define you, man, that helped me start up my business. You see what I'm saying? Now look how God elevated me, so that not just me, but my entire family. Now I got a 4-bedroom. I get lost in my own house. You see what I'm saying? But it's all about the interpretation of what you see and how you shake off the warts and continue to grind. Be focused. They say, Law, why you up late at night? Why you up at this time of the night? Why you doing this grind? Because this is what gives me energy, right? This is what gives me the passion. This is what gives me the love and adulation to talk about a team that we have similar passions about, similar views, similar loves about. I'm from Mississippi, a small town, Natchez, Mississippi, right?
Right.
Whereas everybody know you by your first and last name. There's no professional team there. But me and you, Big Game James, we can talk about football till the cows come home, right?
You already know how we do.
I'm like a brother to you, bro.
Yeah, right. Man, well, you already know. What I'm saying, this been nice. We've been on the phone forever, just talking football, talking life, just talking real stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just a beautiful thing. First of all, let me since we talking good things, I was talking good things about Jeff. Let me just give you a shout out since we showing a hell of a lot of love. I'm gonna just tell you like this: you've always been a mentor to me from day one. I told you that because, like I said, when we first started this Silver and Blue Nation, I had no clue about the media. I went to media school. I didn't have any clue about YouTube. no clue about Facebook. I'm not the electronic guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when I was going on there, I was trying to find Dallas Cowboys stuff to post on our page. We were just trying to get our weight up. And I remember Law Nation. I was like, who is this? And then I remember I heard them the NFL beat, and I was like, heard this voice. I'm like, ooh, he doing some good ass breakdowns. When I tell y'all, I posted like every damn video Law had of a breakdown. When I tell you, I posted every one. And I'm not lying when I tell you this. I posted every one of Law's videos. And then I'll never forget when I hit you up, and I was like, hey man, can you do a show with me? You was like, yeah. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Law Nation said yes, he's doing I said, oh shit. Law Nation's about to be on the show, dog. I was so geeked. And I'm just glad what it turned into, just us meeting, and it's turned into a beautiful, deep, like you said, brother relationship. And it's just been a beautiful thing, man. And so y'all get out there and continue to support Law, man. Because there ain't genuine guys like him, man. There ain't genuine people like you. And when I tell you his grind is ridiculous, his grind is fierce, man. Like you said, videos all day, all night, still has a family, raising 2 young girls, beautiful wife, holding it down with your mother, your family. Dog, I just give you big time salutes because you keep a lot of things close to the vest. And I like that. But it just shows all that strength of what you are holding down. A lot of people y'all don't know what this man is holding down, y'all. Y'all really don't know what this man is holding down. And the fact that he shows you one face, always the positivity and the goodness, that's what you got to love about somebody, man. It just salutes to you, dog, and I love you for life.
Oh my goodness, man! Hey, they hit me all types of ways. I'm trying to hold them back, man.
You my dog,
late night hype. We still
late night hype. We still hype up in this piece, dog. You know how we do.
Yes, indeed, man. So we got to get this W this weekend, man. And that's why I'm so hard on this team, because when these guys say, "Hey, it's difficult to pick up the defense," or "It's difficult to go through this," and I said, "Man, they don't know what it feels like right now." To not knowing, whether or not you're gonna get paid, sleeping out of your car on a hard back seat of a two-door Camaro, you know what I'm saying? Right. Oh, they only make 2 doors, but you guys get what I'm saying. And it was a 92 Camaro at that, so one of them old ones, the Green Goblin, as I used to call it. But neither here nor there. I think that one way or another, this team is going to pull together. Even though we come at them, because we just come at them out of passion and out of love, right, Big Game James?
Right, but don't you think we have a right to, though? Because
we do.
They talk. My thing is like this, Law. They talk, and so my thing is, what do they say? If you're going to talk the talk, walk the walk. And my thing is, and I'm not even trying to single out D-Law, but that frustrated me when he said "F all y'all." I go hard. I believe with my brothers. I'm playing through injuries. Well, here's my thing, bruh. You making that kind of money, you need to play through injuries. I mean, it's the real. You making $21 million a year, bro. You should be playing through injuries. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And if you are saying you're the man on the defense, if you're saying I'm the guy, then guess what's going to happen? All the heat and the drama and the strife and the pain, guess where it's coming? It's coming to the guy that said, I'm the leader. The guy that said, I want all the smoke. The guy that said, I'm the man on the defense. So if you say you're the man on defense, prepare to take every bullet. Guess what? They ain't going to talk about Woods. They ain't going to talk about them. They're going to talk about you. You know why? Because you said you're the leader. You're the one of the highest paid. You said you're the guy. So when anything goes down, it's coming to you. So don't get mad when it comes to you, because that's what you asked for. Now that you asked for it and you got it, now you telling everybody F off. To me, that ain't leadership. That ain't true leadership to me. That's not saying. What you needed to say is, you know what? I don't like hearing this, but y'all right. I got to get better. Yes, I'm playing through injuries, but I got to get better. Don't say F y'all to the fans.
Right. That's the automatic L. You know what I'm saying?
That's the L, bro. You can't say F y'all. Yeah. Well, you think you got a social media page? You think nobody's not going to say nothing to you? You ain't got no sacks in 12 games? Yeah. You've only had 2 double-digit sack seasons, and that's only in your contract years? You only average 5 sacks in your whole career. You're averaging 5 sacks a season your whole career. You don't think people are not going to say nothing to you, dog? Come on, man. Wake up.
Take the responsibility is what I'm saying in the chat. And I really appreciate everybody, man. Ray-Ban, Aisha, really appreciate you. Big Dog, 1200. Jessica, really appreciate you. Stelios, yes. They got
Stelios.
Yes, that's all. Everybody that's here, man. How long we been live, Big Game?
Looks like almost about an hour.
Okay, an hour. You still want to roll with it? What we want to do?
We can still talk some football because we got to talk to Jeff, but I just feel like right now when we look at the pulse of the team, I think that's what I'm trying to figure out. What's the pulse of the team? Because you got a new head coach.
Right.
We haven't seen how he operates in this system, and I think, like I said, the biggest issue with this still comes from up top, and it's frustrating because same fundamentally things are happening even with a new staff. The same things are happening even with a new staff, and I know it's only 4 games in, but it's like. That starts from the top if you keep on having the same things, even when you change staffs. If you still see the same things happening over and over, you have to look at the top. And I really just keep coming back to you, what you said. I don't believe Steven and Jerry are football guys, and that is what's hurting the team because we ain't never going to get a GM as long as Jerry's there. I don't know what Steven will do when Jerry, whenever Jerry does decide to go out, not be the guy. I don't know if they're going to be a GM.
Stephen Jones is operating as he's going to fit right into the shoes of Jerry.
Right.
So he's going to be the GM. That's just the bottom line. I think that
he ain't a football guy.
He's not a football guy. None of them. Jerry Jones is not a football guy.
He's not a football guy. And that's what's hurting the team.
That's exactly what's hurting the team because we can tell he's not looking at tape, especially at his analysis of 105.3 The Fan when he talked to them. I believe it was this morning. But he said, "Come on, he's seeing Jalen Smith is playing with effort, and we can turn on the tape and we can see the man literally courage, crazy courage, extreme courage, and we see him walking on tape. We're seeing him not disengaging, and on top of that, this team, collectively speaking, the spirit of the team is not all the way there." We need a coach that can get in there, and I don't know what they're doing in halftime, but I want some spitting going on. I want him to spit so much, they be like, damn, dog, you're going to get COVID on me, bro. But I want to see some type of passion. I want to see that coach to get in there and say, hey, we're getting all but mollywopped and dog drug all over the field, and this is a home game.
Home game to Cleveland, bro. Like, I'm not hating on Cleveland, okay? But it's still Cleveland to me. And I know they had talent, but like I said, they were like a talent underachieving team. But when we had our late night hype Tuesday, I was saying Cleveland was not coming into Dallas saying, ooh, we scared of Dallas. No, they were coming into Dallas like, we can beat y'all.
Right.
That's what they probably walked into Dallas with extreme confidence. And that's what I don't like about our team is that teams. You don't think the Giants don't think they can beat us? They think they can beat us. Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. They do. They feel extreme confidence.
I bet you even with 9 or 11 points that they're averaging, they have extreme confidence that they can beat us. Because guess what? Dallas makes mistakes. Dallas shoots themselves in the foot. Dallas still has the mental errors that are killing them time and time again. And it's frustrating. I mean, every time, even with the 14-7 lead, you got a guy in Joe Philbin, right? Who's been an offensive line coach, been a head coach in this league for over 20 years, right? And just with that, Brian Baldinger broke down is like, why are you double teaming the left? You got Tyron Smith, and you got on that outside edge Vernon, who's not that guy. You had your boy who was hurt from the Falcons who came over that killed us. I can't remember his last name, but he was out that game. You have Myles Garrett on the right side with an undrafted rookie free agent who's been struggling all year, all 3 games already. You had the audacity to say, we're going to help Tyron Smith, but we're not helping Steele against one of the best defensive ends in the game right now. And as I said before, watching that was like me watching me go against my youth football team. When I used to have a game and I said, I don't want you to go against my players. I don't want you to go against your team. I'm going to bring the adults on the field, and we're going to come after you. Because if you guys can stay with us a little bit, you shouldn't have any worry about these kids that y'all about to play. But I would have fun coming off the edge just playing games with my right tackle, right? I'm trying to get them better. But that's when Myles Garrett, when he saw Steele, he said, oh, my gosh, I'm about to – he said, and they not helping? Oh, yeah, I'm about to eat 2 sacks, strip fumble and was playing with him all game until they moved it out. You've been in the league that long, and you know that's not going to work. And then as soon as you put in Brandon Knight, and he was not perfect by any means.
Perfect. No.
But he didn't give up a sack.
Yeah, I saw that play when he tried to do a spin move on him, and he's like, "Nah, I got you."
Right,
he leaned right with, "I got you, I got you."
And he faked the spin. And there was another move where he came and he actually stopped and stood there for a second and then did a quick move and shook him. And I know in his head he's like, "I'm just playing with you." Now, how in the hell do you not know that's not going to happen, Joe Philbin?
Coaching, man. When you hire a bunch of your buddies, it's hard to get rid of them, right?
Right.
Especially big game days.
Yeah.
If I hit 3, 4, 5 million, I'm gonna hit you up and say, James, come on down, man.
Please do.
Work with me. You can work with me.
Please do.
Scott, come on down.
But I ain't gonna let you down like Mike Nolan.
If y'all show up late for a couple of days, I'm gonna be like,
he's like, hey,
get it together, man.
Gotta get it together. I know, I'm making this money, but don't try to slip because we got this bread now. Now you're getting lazy. You feel me? You're getting lazy over here. But I wouldn't do you like that. I wouldn't be like Mike Nolan, dog. I wouldn't I wouldn't be like giving up 36.5, 32nd, the worst defense in the league. Statistically is the worst defense in the league. And I wasn't jumping up and down when they hired Mike Nolan, Law. I wasn't jumping up and down, but I was like, okay, let's see what's it, because I like the Tom Sula. I like to, and we talked about Lindquist. Boy, that's a talk, Lindquist, Al Harris. I mean, I was liking what's up with George Edwards though?
I don't know. I think that if anybody deserved to have a head coach position, well, a defensive coordinator position would have been either him or
someone else.
Huh?
Put him in there.
Put him in there. Because Tom Sula already had his time in the sun. Mike Nolan already had his time in the sun. Let George Edwards. I know he just came from the Minnesota Vikings, but from the last 3 or 4 years, Vikings defense have not been the issue, right?
And I will say this, Law. The difference between me with Marinelli and Nolan is I'm not begging for Rod to come back, not at all. But I feel like the team did play harder under Rod. They loved Rod. I will say that those players loved Rod Marinelli, and they did play hard for him, regardless of and Rod didn't give up these type of leads. Now he didn't give up he didn't give up this. Them guys play hard. I don't know if they're doing that for Mike Nolan.
Yeah, it seems like somebody posted this a couple of days ago. And shout out to you, Stelios, for the donation to help grow the nation. Stelios. But here's the situation. Somebody posted, and if you are in the comment and you're in the chat box comment, they said, man, Cowboys never have things that matches. We would have supreme good offense, but the defense be poor. We have good defense, but the offense be poor. We have a good passing game, but the running game be off. You see, we have all of the players, but with no coaches. And it was just like, man, that person brought up some good points, because that's what it seems like since the Cowboys been here. Now, this year, yes, we can say, yeah, the COVID was a situation, but now it's time to remove that type of thought track from us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because now, like you said with the offensive line, those small tweaks could have been made. You could have been kicked Brandon Knight out there for the start of the game. Why put Terrence Steele out there when he haven't showed you nothing for the first 3 weeks, right?
Right.
And then on top of that, you talking about a few pennies as it relates to Ron Leary. Bring that big boy inside, pay it, get on a good roll.
Connor Williams is not the dude.
He's not. He's getting thrown all over the club.
Because you're going to say, Stephen Jones, you're going to offer Connor Williams another contract? You're crazy in hell if you do. So you should just cut your losses, get a Ron Leary in here. And I wasn't even hyped on Ron Leary, but I'm like, get his ass in here, because obviously you drafted a 3rd-round pick in Connor McGovern, who ain't even sniffing the field. This 2019 draft still ain't looking good. You feel me? And like you said, peanut butter, no jelly, Kool-Aid, no sugar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, what the hell? It's like one thing we got and the next thing we don't. But it's just the draft to me is really – remember, because listen to what Stephen Jones said. He said, we're going to build through the draft, right? We're building through the draft. We're signing our own, and we might sign some free agents here and there, right? That was Stephen Jones' theory. Well, you built through the draft. Your offense is okay. It looks good. But that defense you've been trying to build through the draft has not worked. You haven't done it. It's fell on his face every single time. And some of the guys that you did draft, you let them go. Damian Wilson, Anthony Hitchens went to the Chiefs, Super Bowl. Taco, we said he was a bust, and I ain't saying he's anything, but guess what he did last night?
How many sacks he got? 3?
He got 3. I think he got 2. They got 2 sacks this year already. He got more than D-Law.
You talking about that sack when he jumped hop?
Yeah.
I said, where that burst come from? That boy was going.
Why did these defensive players leave and then go somewhere else? I mean, did you see Terrence Mitchell on the Browns? We drafted him in 2014. He's on the Browns now, starting. We get defensive players that they leave us and then they go successful. Why is that? You get what I'm saying? So that's the thing that, to me, the players that they're bringing in, they're not since 2014. Who is a difference maker? Somebody jumped up there and said, "Oh no, we got Randy Gregory." I'm not counting Randy Gregory until I see him. And we drafted in 2015. It's 2020. He only had 1 year. I'm not hating on Randy Gregory, but don't count him. You know what I'm saying? Not right now. You know what I'm saying? You ain't counting D-Law. He's a good player, but he's not great. No, he's not great. No, I don't care. That's just my opinion. I don't care what anybody else says. I think he's a very good player, but he's not great because great players ascend and are difference makers. Why is Aaron Donald? He said, I'm sitting out because I need to get this bread. What did happen when Aaron Donald got his money? What did he do? He had a ridiculous year after he got paid. Ridiculous year, and he's still doing it. Von Miller, if he wouldn't have got hurt, when he got paid, did he fall off? He didn't fall off. Even Khalil Mack is still a dog. D-Law fell off.
Oh, my God, D-Law.
I'm sorry. And he can't get mad at this. He can't get mad at this because you wanted the highest paid in the league, so you got to produce for this team because they relying on you to make plays. Because like you heard Jeff, it ain't Poe. Poe ain't doing shit. All you supposed to do is push the pocket and hold the pocket. You ain't even doing that. I don't care. No. Woods. Just imagine if you didn't have Poe and Poe ain't even doing good and you were just starting Woods. Come on.
Hold on, man. Both Woods. You saw that it was like when they got to the goal line. Woods,
oh my God! You see that damn
tackle, it was just him and the running back.
Like, he didn't want that work.
He was wide open. He was like,
he did not want to hit Kareem Hunt, dog. Kareem Hunt, he didn't want that action. You feel me?
He didn't want none of that. And I said, man, coach would have got him off the team then because he's sitting at his goal line. It's 1-on-1, and he's sitting there like,
and he dove. He dove. He didn't want to meet him in the hole. He dove. He dove to the side and tried to grab him by his leg. Even Daryl Moose Johnson said, "What is Xavier Woods doing?" And you know how Moose Johnson told, he said, "What is he doing?" It's just like these guys. I don't know if they're not playing for Nolan because exactly if they're not playing for Nolan. I don't think it's just scheme. I just feel like these guys aren't playing. You know what I'm saying? And we just don't have the talent as well. I think guys are not playing, giving their 100% efforts in my heart, and we just don't have the talent. And if you don't have the talent and guys ain't going all the way hard, that's a recipe for disaster. And this is what we're seeing right now on the defensive end. And you're putting the offense in bad spots like we've been talking about. You got to drive 6. They're averaging at least 7 plays a drive. 7 plays a drive to score. Okay? We're starting our own 23. The opposition starting his own 35. So we see that when Cleveland got that lead, what did Dallas have to do? And they blame Dak for these empty calories. That ain't his fault. He did miss some plays, so let me not say that. But is it his fault we're down 41-18 or 41-13, and you have to throw the ball 500 times to get back in the game? You obviously can't run, so you can't dog Dak for saying you're having empty calories when your defense is putting you in bad spots. Special teams is putting you in bad spots. Then you got to play this crazy game. And then you got your elite players who are getting paid all this money. Ezekiel Elliott, who just brought up $15 million a year. You held out, crying the blues, saying, I deserve this, I deserve that. You held out 2 years before. You get your money, right? This year, you come in trim, but 4 games in the season, you have 3 fumbles. 2 of them lost. You have 3 drop passes already. 3.9 yards average. I mean, come on, dog.
He's still on pace for 1,000 yards, but it's going to be like
1,000 yards don't mean shit in the NFL now.
It don't mean nothing now.
To be a great back to me, you got to at least get 1,300 to 1,400 a year.
Yeah, and his avoidance of running to the right side, he can't even run there. And then the moment he get a big run, he fumbles it. Right, so. it goes to show you that, okay, now we will put some of the blame on Dak Prescott, but you don't give none of it to Ezekiel Elliott. And I know Ezekiel Elliott is the sixth offensive lineman out there, but I need to see a little bit more, because when I look at other teams, I'm talking about the Kareem Hunt, even the other guy who didn't even
Deontay Johnson. We don't even know. Our third stringer came in and almost got 100 and was running hard. But that offensive line bullied our defensive line. We watched the tape, Law. We watched the all 22. That was embarrassing. They were manhandling our front line.
Yeah.
That Cleveland line looked good, damn good. Yeah. We made them look, either they're really good, they are really good, but we made them look really good. Everson Griffin getting pushed around like that, dog, it's maddening.
It's crazy when we look at all of that, because Everson Griffin, when we saw him over there in Minnesota land, we never seen his Everson. We never seen his Everson.
No.
There must be something in the water out here, man.
It's something, like I said, we either cursed or something going on, because it's the same problems on both sides of the ball. It just is always happening, and it's hard to get excited. Like this Giants game, I'm just sitting back and watching. I just want to see what team is going to show up, because I would wonder that when Garrett was there, what team is going to show up this week. Now I'm wondering the same damn thing. What team is going to show up? What are we going to bring? Because I don't know what kind of product is coming on this field against the Giants.
The good thing is about this is that we seen all of the warts. We seen everything possible that negatively could happen, right? Fumble on our side of the field. Dak Prescott throwing an interception at the wrong time. Ezekiel Elliott getting the fumble after he make a big run. So hopefully the optimism side of me will be like, we shouldn't see this again, right? And I know it's kind of crass for me to say that because we're going into week 5, right? But I will say this. If we show up like we did the first 4 weeks against the Giants, oh man, you talking about some moving some furniture around? I won't be like moving all this stuff around.
You know what? Bad, like I said, I'm taking it as the way I see it, because people forget when we played them Giants last year in New York, they gave us a game. We didn't blow them out until the very end, until we got some turnovers in. The Giants were playing with us all the way until the third quarter. We weren't doing anything. Daniel Jones was moving the ball up and down the field, but he was turning the ball over once he got inside the red zone. You get what I'm saying? So it wasn't like we blew the Giants out, like we handled them last year. It wasn't until the very end of the game. Third quarter is when we started pulling away, and they weren't good last year. So yeah, I'm going to be really frustrated if we come out there. But as I said before, man, Giants ain't scared of us. They gonna think they can beat us, and the Cowboys need to play smart, disciplined football more than anything else. No turnovers. Stop with the turnovers. We're negative in the turnover category. You get what I'm saying? Let's get a short field. Can we start with a short field for once? Can we not have a drive where we're starting on our own 20-yard line, got to take it all downfield? You know what I'm saying? Let's see. And I seen some people asking in the chat like, well, the defense is so bad. Where's Reggie Robinson and Bradley and I? I know Bradley and I got a few snaps. I'd like to see more. But I think in their heads they're thinking the season ain't over, so we don't want to play them right now. When we feel like the season's over, we'll start playing these guys. That's my only thinking of why these guys aren't playing more. But I watched Gallimore a few times. He's a step slow in his reaction.
Yeah,
he's not going to be better. He's not going to be any better. Even though I think he can be, he's not going to be any better. He's not going to make this team better right now because he's still a step slow. And if he's still a step slow and he's in this defense that's supposed to be complicated, then what we think going to happen to him?
Yeah. And here's the thing, and I know it's kind of crazy for me to say this, right? We're 1-3. This game can very much so be a trap game.
Yes.
Because of the fact that Jason Garrett knows everything about these players. He knows their tendencies. He knows their weaknesses. And I'm quite sure that right now
he's talking to him about it.
He's talking about it. He's drawing up plays and saying, hey.
Especially with the defense playing as bad as it is, you don't think he's like, oh, because Jason Garrett ain't never a good coach to me. But he was an okay coordinator. That's all I thought he was ever going to be, was a coordinator. So I still think he's going to dial up some stuff. And Daniel Jones ain't trash.
Remember this. Daniel Jones is not trash, but remember this. We was on a roll in 2018, and a lot of people fail to realize this, but we didn't get exposed until that Colts game.
Right, when Marlon
you remember not Marlon Mack, but you remember who was the defensive coordinator then, right?
Eberflus.
So Ebe was like, hey, this is how the defense is going to look, and this is what the offense is going to look. I got all of the intels on all of these guys. I know what
they picked us apart. Yep.
Yeah, and that was the only team that year that laid out the blueprint. And I know we lost to who we lost earlier that year. I think it was to the Denver. Or it could have been somebody else. But
yeah, I think it was. Yeah. But the Colts laid a blueprint because at that time nobody was really running the ball on the defense. But they knew exactly what to do. They knew exactly what to do and what to call on our defense. And it was like a textbook thing. And speaking of Matt Eberflus, I mentioned him in a tweet like about 6 days ago, and I retweeted it yesterday. And I said, damn, I wish he would have took the job because, I know they offered him, but he wasn't taking the damn job, not with no Ron Marinelli, because remember how you said, it's like we give it to you, but you can use the car. It ain't your car. You can use the car, but you better be back home by 10 o'clock at night. It ain't your car. We can stay out and freelance and kick it all night. It's a car that's nice. It's yours, but it's really mine. I haven't turned it over to you. So I still have the rules of when you got to bring this car in. And for real, that's why Eberflus to me left, because Rod was still going to be putting his hands in there, sprinkling it, and he wanted to have his own team. And guess what? He took his ass over the Colts, and guess what? They have the number 1 ranked defense.
Number 1, and he draw plays,
and he got a nice defensive tackle. They traded their top pick and got a darn good defensive tackle, and guess what? It helped them.
Yeah, and then they got what they went and got Rhodes, right? Xavier Rhodes, right?
Xavier Rhodes is playing good.
Yeah,
and remember everybody saying Xavier Rhodes is washed. I was thinking his career was not that good any longer. He comes over to the Colts and he's balling out.
Yeah. And news flash, Cowboy Nation. Big Game James was saying this many of years ago with Eberflus. He's not just saying it. He's not jumping on it now. You were saying this many a moons ago, right?
Yes, about Eberflus. As soon as they were talking about Eberflus, I wanted him to have the job. And it hurt my soul because I knew he wasn't taking. When I heard his statement, he said, I don't want to step on Rod's toes. That I was like, yep, it's the same damn thing. Rod was going to have his hands in it. He wasn't going to let him be able to coach his defense the way he wanted. He was probably going to be looking over his shoulders if Eberflus wanted to call play. Oh, I don't know about that. Let's call this. So it really ain't your defense. And that's why he left. I want to have full, total control. I don't want nobody telling me or talking to me about nothing. I want to get my own players, build my own system, and do my own thing. And guess what he did? He left, built his own system, got his own players, and the number 1 ranked defense. And even when he first came over there, they were playing good.
Oh, yeah, they play good.
They play hard. Darius Leonard, they got some players over there.
I like Leonard. I love
Leonard. Yeah, you get what I'm saying? But, I mean, this kind of stuff like that is just kind of annoying, that people just leave Dallas and then are successful. That's the annoying thing to me the most. When people leave Dallas, they do good.
Oh man, they do absolutely good, man. And man, you spit nothing but the truth. So hopefully, man, this game, we can build momentum from this game. And this is not a game where you can say, okay, I established and I got renowned confidence in this team. But this would be a game that if you could just stack this win. Remember, I always say this: stack these things together, one brick by brick. And then you look back and you see, man, this is what I built. So I'm just praying that we can stack this game up. This would be the dub. And then you stack up against the Arizona Cardinals because that's who you play next. And our DB is going to have to be really alert, really ready. And then they got a quarterback that can get out in the pocket and run and everything. So I'm quite sure that he's going to be looking at Russell Wilson film. And also he probably be looking at Dak Prescott film because he's going to try to emulate that type of style of play against the Dallas Cowboys. And then we got to play against the Washington football team. So we can look at it. They got defense. He ain't going to be fluff with that. So we're going to have to really show up and not count these guys out, but really show up. And when we get up, put our foot on the throats. We can't just pull back.
Do not pull back because, look, Law, we ain't good. We 1-3. So Dallas can't walk out there like we're the Dallas Cowboys. Stop. They can't walk out there like that no more. Stop walking out there like we the Dallas Cowboys. Y'all need to walk out like y'all are 4 team. Y'all desperate and y'all playing desperate. It's playing smart, but y'all need to have a desperate type of mentality and an attitude, and not this, okay, we're Dallas, we'll be okay. We'll beat the Giants. We'll beat the Washington team. Don't come in with that attitude. Come in there thinking they could whoop our ass. So let's go in there and play hard because anything can happen. That's the mentality that we got to have. I feel like if we have that mentality, I hope that's the mentality, I think the wins can string along. And one last thing, Jessica, I love you so much, but stop saying being negative, okay? It's not being negative. It's being real, okay? You can't preach positivity when your defense is giving up 36 points a game. You can't preach positivity about a defense that's a 32 ranked worst defense in the league when your players are not playing good. You can't preach positivity about them. You can't sit there and say, oh, everything's going to be all right. They'll come out of it. No, because it don't look all right. You're hoping and praying that they come out of it. You're hoping and praying, but I'm sorry. If it's positive, I'm going to be freaking positive. But that shit negative and they ain't doing good, I'm not saying you're doing good. You need to hear it.
It's a even flow of things in life. You're going to have your criticism. I always love this. I love objective thinking, right? And we can be so far on the other end of it and just only be positive. But I don't think that the people will want to hear that. They're going to want to hear both sides of the situation. Is Dak Prescott the best quarterback since sliced bread? No, he got a lot of things to work on. Mm-hmm. Is this team the best team in life? No, but I can perceive to say that, right? This is the best team because that's just only my perception. But we got a lot of warts. We got a lot of things that we have to iron out. Now, I love Jessica, a way of thinking positive. Yeah, I always think of a positive way, but I also got to look at it like, hey, when I evaluate my situation, I know that there's trials and tribulations. The old folks say it's either you going through a storm or you coming out of it, right? Mm-hmm. So you got to understand that even when I'm going through the storm, we're going through that storm right now, Cowboy Nation. And it's okay to be mad. It's okay to be upset. Let me say this right quick. I'm going to take you out of church right quick. There's a guy named Jesus Christ. He walked into the synagogue, right? And they were selling. They was doing all type of stuff for trading stuff. And he got mad. He got mad and upset. He flipped over some tables. He was angry, right? He was angry, Big Game James. Mm-hmm. This is the guy who's the Messiah, right? He could have just snapped his hand and they all could have fell out. But the scriptures contextualized it that he walked out and made a whip. Just think about this. He went and made a whip. Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you when he was making that whip, he said, I'm going to whoop some of these motherfuckers. in my father's house?
Right.
Y'all make me think, I'm going to wait for He made that whip. He came back, big
and tore everything up in that whole daggone spot. Tore everything up.
He was like, get out of my father's house.
Not my father's house.
He was saying something.
Not my father's house. Yeah,
you ain't gonna hit nobody and say, "Hey, man, I praise God."
I did not tell you.
Turn my house.
Mm-hmm. You be talking when you be throwing them hands.
Yeah, he'll throw us. Y'all want to say, man, that law crazy, man.
It's the truth, though.
It's the truth. But we love you, Jay. But hey. If the Cowboys go into this game and lay an egg, boy, you talking about something.
Wow.
Get your
if you lose to the Giants,
what they say? You said
if you lose to the Giants, boy, that's real bad.
Yeah.
That's really, really bad. But you know what? I like McCarthy still. I just feel like I don't know what it is. Like I know what it is in my heart, but I feel like it's almost the easy thing. I don't want to just blame Jerry and Steven and because I feel like it's easy. But damn it, it always comes back to them.
It does, right?
It does. It's like I don't ever want to talk about them two. Like I'm gonna keep it so real. I don't want to talk about them two ever. But when I see these type of problems creep up again, and it's different staffs with the same thing. And it's not just this happened through Wade. Mm-hmm. This happened through Dave Campo. Right. This happened through Chan Gailey. Mm-hmm. This happened through Jason Garrett. This happened through all the coaches, the same shit. It's not like this is come on, Cowboys fans. Or if you're real Cowboys fans, we acting like this stuff was different all years before.
Same.
The only time it was ever different is when we had these dog coaches that weren't listening to Jerry. It wasn't like that when we had Jimmy, because Jimmy wasn't listening to Jerry.
He wasn't.
He wasn't. He was doing his own damn thing. Like, I'm going to do my own damn thing. And that's why it was like we were successful. Bill Parcells, even though it was a short time and it was the end of Parcells' era, I wish we could have got him in good. But he still was like, if you want me to do this shit, stay the hell out of my way.
Stay the hell out of my way. But Big Game James, you know me, I'm more of a defensive minded guy.
Right.
So I wasn't waving the flag of saying, hey, let's go get Mike McCarthy. Let's go get the other guy from OU. The only person that I thought about it was Urban Myers, because I love the way he worked with Ezekiel Elliott. And I think that, hey, if he can get Ezekiel Elliott going, and he worked with what's the guy, Tim Tebow. He worked with Alex, whatever this guy's name. Alex Smith. So I was thinking that he knows how to work with a mobile quarterback, basically. So I was thinking more of the lines of that. And then you bring in a defensive influence. But the guy that I really wanted was a defensive guy, But we didn't get it. We went with the sauce, with the offensive minded guy. And I was looking at it like, yes, Mike McCarthy, well, he's going to bring in defensive guys like the George Edwards. When we picked him up, I said everything we liked about the Minnesota Vikings team from 2000, and I believe he coached with them from 14 to last year. The defense been straight. So I was thinking like, okay, that's the situation. That's the angle we're going. But now that I'm looking at it, it's more of Mike Nolan's philosophy and what he got ran out of 49ers land. He got ran out of everywhere he'd been. I'm sitting there like, wow, I'm perplexed. So I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, we're just circling the wagons with this thing, and all we did was rearrange the furniture that's on the Titanic. It's still going down, but we didn't change anything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's really. Let's ask ourselves this: is Mike McCarthy have that total control that we thought? Let's really ask ourselves this question. Let's ask people in the comments, because what we were talking about, Jason Garrett was a yes man, right? Right? We were like, Jason Garrett's a yes man to Jerry. That's why I don't want to listen to him. Okay. Mike McCarthy's come in, right? And we said, oh, okay, because Jason Witten, that was McCarthy getting Jason Witten out there. You know what I mean? But here's my thing. Like I said, then who vouched for Tyron Crawford? That was Mike McCarthy vouched for him to keep his $9 million salary. And Tyron Crawford's been hurt the last 2 years, barely playing in camp the year before and this year. You feel me? And he basically just is on the team. Basically didn't even have to work in camp. And he's on the team with $9 million. Mike McCarthy said yeah to that. Sean Lee, who didn't play in camp, hasn't played in camp all year. And you carried his roster spot. You couldn't have got nobody to play better than Sean Lee. Sean Lee should be retired now. You couldn't have got nobody in here that could be playing right now. Whose decision was that? You get what I'm saying? When I see these little decisions like that, and then you see Kellen Moore still on the staff, I ain't hating, but who you think said, I'm keeping Kellen Moore? Was that Mike McCarthy come out there saying, I'm keeping Kellen Moore because I want him? Or is that Jerry and them saying, no, you keep him with Kellen Moore because we're saying you keep him. You can get rid of these people, but you're going to keep him. So do you really have that power? You know what I'm saying? Do you really have that full control? Or remember what even when McCarthy said when he in the interview, they said, oh, you was doing this and doing that with these analytics. He said, man, I just said that to get the job.
Oh, yeah.
He kept it real.
That really hurt me, though. When he said that.
Right. So my thing is, you said that was funny, but that got me to thinking. I still like you, McCarthy. I still like you. I ain't hating on you, but that made me think like, whoa, if you said that about that, what else did you kind of lie on just to get the job? Yeah.
And that was a horrible joke, because I'm sitting there like, because coaching matter, man. Coaches can come in, and I was telling people this movie I watched, Coach Carter, they had all of the talent and they had all of the skills, but they didn't go anywhere. This movie, basketball movie, Samuel L. Jackson played in it, for those who don't know. It's called Coach Carter. And he came in there and he just ripped open that whole entire team. It's based off a true story, by the way. And I said, coaching matter. So I was thinking that maybe Mike McCarthy can bring that type of attitude to this team and change out everything. It didn't take 10 years, We should see little wrinkles. We should see a little differences here and there. But when that first game of the season, it looked just like a Jason Garrett, man.
It still feels like a Jason Garrett
Right. I'm saying, like, man,
keep it real. Doesn't
look, Big Game James. I kid you not, man. Let me say this right quick. I literally started watching the Giants. I said, man, if that Giants team was like a difference record, I would go crazy. If the Giants were 3-1 right now, or even if they was like 2-1, whatever the record it may be, if they was north of 500, I would go crazy. I'd be like, damn, I done said all of this bad stuff about Jason Garrett, and it wasn't him. You know, it was the team.
It was the top.
But long as they lose it now,
that's the only thing can make you feel good, Lord. That's
the only thing.
You must be in my head because that's what I was thinking every time I watched the Giants. Please lose. Please don't win. Please don't win. Because if you are winning and Dallas is losing, I'm gonna be like, you know what? It wasn't you. Even though I still don't want you back here ever again, Jason Garrett. It's bigger than you. Just like I thought, and I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to think that's just coaches. No, it's the top, dog. It's the top, man. It's the top. Oh, and it's just this 1-3 feels so Garrettish.
Yeah, it does,
doesn't it? I mean,
and Garrett will be like, "Hey, how you doing, guys? I never started off 1-3,
and my defense wasn't this atrocious. Oh, I don't know, it was because they had Monty Kiffin under him, didn't they? I think Monty Kiffin was under Garrett because Rob Ryan was under Garrett, right?
Yeah. Monty Kiffin was, yeah.
And that defense in 2013 was trash. That's why they fired him after 1 year. Maybe this could be that thing because I've already said this is Monty Kiffin-ish defense because that defense in 2013, I believe when he was if serves me right, if that was the year he was the coordinator, he was absolutely hot waste garbage, almost 100 years old. Calling defense. This dude was literally like 80 years old, for real, calling the defense. And you saw how bad that defense was, and it was done after a year, and they went and got Ron Marinelli. Yeah. So,
I mean, and Cowboy Nation, that was just me being transparent. I just wanted to be straight up with you guys. That's how I was feeling at the time. You know what I'm saying, Big Abe James?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so, But I'm optimistic. I really think that this team can turn it around. Maybe we can be like, believe it or not, like the Giants in the 2007 season. You know, they was talking about firing the coach, but he figured it out. You know,
don't got a Michael Strahan and Osamin Ura and Justin. We don't have those guys.
Yeah,
we don't have that front line.
But our offense is better, right?
Yeah, but we need some of that defense in the playoffs. We need that playoff. We need some defense in this playoffs. But right now, I'm like Jim Mora. Playoffs? Are you kidding me? We got to win a game.
Yeah. And it took a minute. It took a minute for the coach to get on the right page. Remember, they fired him, I believe, after that year, and they picked up Tony Dungy, and it took him 7 to 8 years to get to the Super Bowl or get to the playoff victories and stuff like that. It took Peyton Manning a minute.
Yeah, and
he always had weapons. Now, Cowboy.
He always,
and he never had a defense.
But they never had a defense. And what was the biggest thing that they kept on calling the Indianapolis defense?
Oh my
soft.
Goodness. Yeah.
They were soft. They had some good talent, but they were soft. And teams knew they were soft. And they could beat them okay teams, but when they came against a dog team, they always would get their ass kicked because they never had that defense.
They had one guy. What was that guy that was it Mathis?
Mathis and
Bob Sanders. That was the only two.
But they had your boy, the other defensive end, Dwight Freeney. Was it
Dwight Freeney? Yeah, Freeney.
Dwight Freeney.
They had two bookends, they had two edge rushers. That's it. And they had
Sanders, and he was always hurt.
Yeah, he
was always hurt, but he was a beast. But he just always hurt. You know what I'm saying? And my thing is, don't do you no good to be dope and you always hurt like LVE. I mean, he got some talent, but you hurt you injury prone. That don't help the team.
Yeah, because, boy, if he still talk about the present day coach, man, don't you know who I'd kick off the bridge to have Darius Leonard on his team?
Shit. Or when we were talking about Fred Warner.
Fred Warner, yeah, that's your boy right there.
Fred Warner was my guy. I wanted Fred Warner bad.
Ooh, that's linebacker play right there, baby.
Edmonds, I wish he wouldn't have gone before us. Oh, my God, I wish we. But here's the thing. Here's the thing that I say about that, though. we like, oh, we wish I had that player. But when they come to Dallas, they don't do good. So it's almost like it wouldn't matter if we got a Tremaine Edwards because we would have found a way to put him in the wrong position, him not succeed. And then he had a underperforming career in Dallas. Then he goes somewhere else and balls the hell out.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
You're right. You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
I ain't lying. I'm just saying. I mean, I want to be positive. I'm going to be positive. But right now, going in this Giants game, I don't know. I'm just keeping it real, y'all. I don't know. I don't know what team is going to show up. I can only pray that y'all play desperate because I don't know which team is going to show up. And I just feel like these Giants are coming in there like, oh, we really ain't scared of y'all. We really can beat y'all.
Yeah.
And that mentality, you can't have badass teams feeling that don't let them feel good about themselves at all.
No, when you walk into your house, Big Game James, there's no room that you got to ask, can I enter, right? When you walk around, you kick your shoes off. You go in your refrigerator. If you want to take a dump with the door open, you can. You the king of your castle, right?
Right.
That's your house.
Right.
You be damn and dog it if I come over there and say, hey, I'm going to kick my shoe off. I'm going to walk around. I'm going to take a dump with the door open. I'm going to put my feet on the sofa. It ain't going to happen. You say, dog, I love you, Law, but hey, man.
They ain't going to come in my house and be disrespectful like that. You feel me?
Put your shirt on, Law. You know what I'm saying?
Put some clothes on, man. You take them shoes off when you walk up in the house. Don't walk them shoes on my carpet. That's the type of thing that you got to have. But we don't have that dog-like mentality, it seems. And I'm going to tell you right now, whenever I play an opponent, I ain't going to keep it real. I don't like playing at home. Like when I play on a game, like when I would play my son and them, I would love coming to their house, Law. I would love coming to the house. I don't want – they're like, what you want? You home away? I'm like, you know I'm away. You know I'm away because I'm coming to your house and whoop your ass in your crib because it feels better when I'm coming from my house to your house and whooping your ass and then walking out with a dub. I like it like that.
Oh, so you a greatest grind. I forgot you defensive guy too.
I want to come in your house and whoop your ass. I want your crowd booing. I want your crowd quiet. I want to utterly demolish you, destroy you, take everything about you, and feel good when I leave. Like, yeah, we knew it. We knew we were going to come in there and whoop that ass. We knew we were. And teams come. Haven't we heard in press conference saying they come into Dallas like we knew what we wanted to do and we felt we could do it? How many times we heard those interviews against Dallas defense?
Man. And the moment you come into my house, Big Game James, with your shirt off, with your shoes still on your feet, it's like, dog, hold on, let me hold my hat right quick. That disrespect. It's going to be an extra oomph to the A-whooper. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be extra oomph to the grabbing, right?
Yeah, I might kick you out too.
Look, Shaq can come through the door. And dog, Shaq, you being disrespectful, dog.
Yeah, I know you might smack me, but you're not gonna do that. I'm gonna hit. I got a stick. I'll hit you in the knee with it. For real, you will get hurt.
That's the mentality that I want Cowboys to have. Like the moment, like, okay, Odell, you scored that first touchdown. That's cool. You danced. That's cool.
But we're gonna shut that shit down.
Yeah, do it again. Do it again. I wanted somebody to be like, hey.
But you saw us helping our players.
Yeah,
you saw us helping up their players and patting them on their helmets and helping them up and shit after they made a good play. Oh, good play, dog. Good run, man. That's the shit I'm talking about. I'm not helping you up. I'm not helping you up. We can be cool after the game, bro. Like we be cool after the game. I don't like you during the game. I'm not helping you up. I'm trying to hurt you and put you out the game. Legally, not illegally, but I'm trying to put you out the game where you don't come back in the game. And I'm like, yeah, that's one less player that we got to deal with because I put his ass out the game.
Yeah. It should feel like it's a fight for a full 60 minutes. They say, man, even if they won, they'd be like, man, them Cowboys, man, even though we got the dub, but man, I'm tired, man. Damn, they
They whooped our ass. And teams don't walk away feeling like that. And like I said, this ain't the feed to be negative, but it's just things that we are seeing from the Cowboys year in, year out, game in, game out. What is there to talk about different when you're seeing the same things over and over? I don't want to talk about this shit. I don't want to talk about this defense. I want to talk about we could be 3-1. We 3-1. We about to go. That's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about great things. I want to talk about good things. But every year we're back to talking about the same things year in and year out. And that is frustrating.
Yeah. We got to get it going, man. Boy, Big A James, boy, I love talking to you, man.
I love talking to you too, dog.
We still need to do it one day, like a marathon. That's just you and I just talking about
Cowboys. Just talk all day, yeah. Just talk all day. This channel's open all day. Just talk.
Booth
but like it's 12 hours in.
You got this food over here. You know, you gonna leave
Booth
or what?
Booth ain't knocked the hell out right now. She cooked that food and she her ass sleep.
Oh, wow.
She over there knocked out on the bed, dog. It's funny as hell.
We gotta get feedback too, man. Do y'all like this setup right quick? Because there's not a lot of graphics. My dog Skywalker, he's under the weather, so maybe the next episode we will have Skywalker back. But y'all subscribe over to his page, follow his content. If y'all like this, man, it's not fancy. It's just two talking heads, right?
It's two talking heads, man. You know, it's the talk though. We love the production. Sky's a monster, and we all know that. But hey, it's all we talking football here, and at the end of the day, that's what we're really here for. You feel me? We're here to talk about the football, talk about our team, and see what they can do to make this season successful. Like I said, we're in the first four quarters, not good. But the biggest thing that can be good for Dallas is that you got Washington. You have Philly, you have the Giants. Those are 3 NFC East teams that you can go 3-0 because at the end of the day, you need to win your division to get to the playoffs. Looking at this team, we're going to have to win our division, and it's winnable because the division is not good. But they got to step it up. That Cardinals game is not going to be an easy game. They got DeAndre Hopkins. And Kyler Murray, he going to feel good about himself. You know what I'm saying? And then we got them Steelers. You know what I'm saying? So we got some meaty teams getting ready to come up.
Oh, my goodness. Hey, Big, we got all of the teams I can't stand. I cannot stand
Niners. We got the Ravens.
Oh, I can't stand the Ravens. Look, this is the first game I ever been to. It was the last game of the stadium.
Don't remind me about that damn Baltimore Ravens game where they just ran all over us.
The two McClains, man.
McClain killed us. That big bowling ball running back, Willis McGahee too, but that big bowling running back was running all over us. And that was just another thing, like, how we just gonna, the last damn game at Texas Stadium, lose to these fools like that? That's what
I was there. I was there. I got all the way down to the sideline. And that's when I knew for sure, you know. I said, man, I'm a diehard Cowboys fan from Mississippi, man. And people were so nice in Texas Stadium at the time, you know, at the one in Irvin. And they were so nice. And they said, this is your first game? I didn't have the facial hair then, Cowboy Nation, but I was sitting there. I was there. I was rooting for the team. And they said, man, you can get a little bit closer. You can have my seat. I said, people are nice in Dallas. And then I was like, yeah, this is my first game. They said, man, you can have my seat. And I kept on getting a little bit closer. And that McClain just kept on goddamn running. He kept on running, man.
Hey, Jerry's World is a whole different thing. We don't have no home field advantage under Jerry's World. It just seemed like it just was gone. But I got my guy, the Lunatic, said he gave a $5 holler. He said, read that your cap out loud and tell them haters what's up, Law.
Dallas.
He's probably not gonna say that on air.
True story. My mom, I put this hat on, man, and I forgot that I had it on. And my mom hit me and said, boy, what's on your head? You know, I said, what? Dallas effing Cowboys? What's that blessing? I said, yes, mama, but it's the Dallas effing Cowboys. She's a diehard Saints fan, by the way. See, that's how it goes, man. You're in Mississippi, you got multiple teams, man.
Yeah, it's Saints or Cowboys because New Orleans, I mean, it's right there.
Yeah. And then whenever this is the good thing about it though, whenever the Cowboys playing outside of the Saints, you know, she roots for the team. She followed the page. She shared the content. She let everybody know that, hey, her son,
that's my son. Look at doing that Cowboys thing. That's right. He got 80,000 subscribers.
but boy, when we lose to them Saints, she be coming in there.
She love it. Who they going to be? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I said, Mama, you're annoying. I can't stand the Saints. I can't stand the Saints. I can't stand the 40-winers. I definitely can't stand the Steelers. I call them the Swillers. And the other team, I can't stand the Eagles. Now, you said the team that you don't like the most, what is it, the Washington team? What team?
Washington. My most hated team is Washington. I can't stand them. I hate them. I can't stand Washington. They make me sick to my stomach. Now, the Eagles, they don't bother me. You know why? Because to me, the Eagles ain't good to me. Like the Eagles are like that jealous team that want to be like you, want to be everything like you. So I don't be hating on Eagles because y'all just jealous of us. That's why Eagles fans are always talking trash because it's jealousy. Like it's the truth. They will never admit it. It's jealousy because they want to be like us. No matter what they can say about our history, they want to have a history like that, and they don't. So that's why they hate on us so bad. So I don't be mad at. I don't be like, "Oh, Eagles is my most hated team." No, y'all just talk a lot of trash. So it makes me not like y'all. You get what I'm saying? But my 3 hated teams are the Washington team, the Whiners, and them damn Squealers. I hate all 3 of those teams with a passion. I hate all 3 of them. I can't stand you. I can't stand your fans. I can't stand you. And you got to understand, I'm in Ohio, so Pittsburgh ain't too far away from me. So I see all that Pittsburgh stuff. And once again, thank you, Cowboys. Thank you so much for letting me lose my bet. And I had to wear the orange shirt, and I had to go live. And everybody was on my feed just loving that shit, just eating it all up. All the people who ain't Cowboys fans just loving it. You know why? Because they know the passion in Big Game James. They know how much I love my Cowboys. So all the hating them players, even people who don't follow football were in my feed like, damn, Jay, that's how much they know I love my Cowboys. So thank you, Cowboys, for letting us lose to the trash-ass Browns. They're not trash, but you know what I mean. Thank you for letting us lose, because now every day on my Facebook, I got to hear Browns fans, Cowboys, Cowgirls. Can't overhype. Y'all suck. And I got to hear this for the next 4 years. Thank you, Cowboys, for dropping the ball once again for me. Appreciate you.
Yes, indeed, man. So, Big Game James, can you tell everybody, man, even the haters, tell them where to follow you and find you?
Hey, come follow me because I know you haters. As soon as I go live, there's already 1 like on that joker. I would love to find out who the hell you are. Like, come on, dog. I get you on. Got to like. If you don't like the video, just keep scrolling. Like, you're there hurting your feelings. Unlike. As soon as I go live, but anyway, I just want to get that out. Silver and Blue Nation, check me out on YouTube. I got my Facebook popping with my Big Game James page. I go live on both of them now, so you can go to my Big Game James. You can check me out on Instagram. I really stopped doing that shit. That's just too much social media for me, man. I've been going hard on Twitter. I've been doing better on Twitter. But if you follow me just from irrelevant posts, don't follow me, because I ain't the dude that's just going to make stupid posts on Twitter just for people to follow me. I'm going to make posts about I feel. So it might be 2 days where I don't even post. So you can follow me at Yates James on Twitter, Big Game James, Silver Blue Nation. There it is. You know how we do. We try to keep it real. You like it. You like it. You don't. I don't really care.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot. Honorable
mention. I do care about my people, though. I love y'all.
Yeah, we know you love them, man. And honorable mention, I can't stand those Packers, man. Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, they're honorable mention. Yeah, they're honorable mention. They're definitely honorable. I hate losing to them.
Oh, my goodness. They got our number, man, for the last few years, especially when it goes to the playoffs.
It seemed like the last 100 years. They've been whooping our ass. We had them in the 90s, and they just switched it into 2Gs, didn't they?
Yeah. Sheesh. All right, so Cowboy Nation, don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, let that friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and Beyond. We're growing everywhere. You guys know we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. I'm also on Twitter, Twitch, and this thing is live right now on Periscope. So hit us up on multiple platforms, and let's continue to grind and grow. Roku, Amazon TV. So we everywhere, baby. You know how this thing goes, Big Game James.
When Law say he everywhere, he ain't lying.
PayPal under the same handle. You know, cash under the same handle. You know, Black People Meats under the same handle. You know, Black Planet everywhere. MySpace. I'm still holding it down over there.
Holding it down on MySpace. If you just click on MySpace, you'll see Law Nation.
Like, remember, you're listening to nothing
but the best.
Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Salute.
Peace. Love y'all.